for questions. Skipping me for once. I'm going to start with this gentleman here in the front row.
Josh, this is obviously one of the biggest summer movies out there, but when you have a movie like The Avengers, which is part of something else, something bigger, does that make your job easier because you have things you don't have to answer, you can set up as well as pay off?
Yeah, easier and harder. I mean, there's restrictions, and but yeah, a lot of the questions have already been answered. So it's going in and you've got what you've got to work with. So it's a bit of a comfort actually.
Yes, please, gentleman here on the right.
Hi there. I've got a question for my son who's 10 years old for the Avengers. He would like to know, before you start filming the movies, what's the thing you get most excited about?
All the Avengers.
All the Avengers, okay.
I'm sorry.
Yes, that's right.
I get most excited by cooking and eating. Okay. Renner.
I'm excited about hanging out with these degenerates.
Wait, is it? I'm sorry, I skipped my turn.
Yeah. We're in English.
Coming back to the world and seeing where these crazy people that we're playing are headed, and knowing that Joss is going to take us there into his own twisted psyche.
Probably my first costume fitting, me surrounded by many full-length mirrors.
I'll say a similar response to Jeremy. Marvel does a great job of bringing a lot of the same people together, not just in front of the camera, but behind the camera. So coming back together as a group, it kind of feels like a family. It's a lot of familiar faces. It's like a high school reunion or something.
He didn't understand the question.
Yeah, as soon as you said cooking, I was like, she doesn't get it. She misheard.
And Scarlett?
Scarjo.
Watching you eat. So excited, because nobody else did eat. I guess I would say I get most excited about reading Joss's script because it's like it's the big payoff after a long wait, and also all of the letters that
The cover letters.
yeah,
for
the
scripts.
cover letters before the script, so
As
just
good as the movie.
yeah, they're so delightful and self-deprecating and kind of
Thoughts of suicide.
yeah. So that's my favorite part.
I'm just excited to be, to be a part of it, and that Joss brought me along on this journey and to this fantastic group of actors.
Box office bonuses. Just
The gentleman here in the red tie.
Wait, are they coming before the movie starts shooting now?
And by the way, you got box office bonuses?
Well, I just say this. We've got the Avengers assembled in London. I'm going to say, if someone asks me, what do you think of Avengers Age of Ultron? Fantastic. But if I answer the question as Tony Stark, Robert Downey Jr., I'll probably say, not bad, could be better. But good movie. Two questions. One is Joss Whedon. Ultron is a great villain. Was that the easiest decision to make, to cast Ultron as the main villain, or was it a long thinking process?
No. I said we should have Ultron in the second movie before I decided to make the first movie. He's big, he's powerful, he's angry, he's metal, he's strong enough to take these guys on, and he's been angry for so long that I think he might be a little unhinged. And I can write that.
The second question is, you guys inspire a lot of people around the world. If you go across the panel, when you guys were growing up, who inspired you? Who are your big idols? I'm intrigued.
Should we start with Paul and then work our way back down again?
John Lennon.
Inspired me in what way? In our characters or? I think Gary Oldman's one of my sort of inspirations.
Sorry, and Gary Oldman.
Right, so
Patrick Swayze in Dirty Dancing.
I think we can all agree with that. I was gonna go like a different way. I was gonna say my old man. I was gonna say to me that's who I am as a man. That comes first, I suppose.
Peter O'Toole.
It'd have to be Gandhi.
Ben Kingsley.
And Ben Kingsley.
I'm going to say about Bob.
Michelle Pfeiffer and Faye Dunaway.
Oh yeah, you got to.
Yeah, those are the girls I like.
Your work.
And Joss, that's for you as well. Who inspired you?
Chris Evans' dad. Just didn't know him. Sort of felt his presence.
You can always. Next question is a lady in the fourth row with her hand up, please.
Hi, I've got a question for the gals. How empowering does it feel to play two female superheroes in such a male-dominated universe, and I suppose you had a bit more prominence compared to the first movie? Was that intentional, Joss?
I'm different what? Compared to the first
There seems to be more prominence of the female characters in this one compared to the first one. Was that intentional, and how did Scarlett and Elizabeth feel about that? How empowering?
How empowering is it?
Like, the characters in a male-dominated universe.
Yeah, I mean, I was just, I just go through the script and like skip through and see, oh, Black Widow, there she is, and there she is again. Those are the only parts I know. What's great about playing this character is that she's based in, something deep and something that I could hold on to. She's grounded in something very real, which is, this kind of, I think she has experienced a lot of trauma, and she is, she's never really been able to be, to kind of make active choices for herself, and now she finally is. Now she's ready for it, and unfortunately, it's just kind of bad timing. But these kinds of things are something that we can hold onto, so that when we're fighting the good fight and shooting 5/8 of a page over 2 weeks, it kind of keeps us involved and keeps our head straight. So that's I'm looking at it just from an actor looking for material that's something that that's substantial, not just a female actor looking for substantial work. But thanks, Joss.
Anytime.
And Elizabeth.
I'm just still thrilled just to be part of this whole group and world. It's a franchise that I've been watching since the first Iron Man, and I think they've just made such and I mean they make such great films that have such a balance of depth and humor and action, and that's given, but they're all humans that have weaknesses and strengths, and especially in this film, I think there's a special highlight on everyone's own personal worlds and lives and what makes them human. So I think that's what makes this film so great, and it's just amazing to be part of this cast. It's mind-boggling.
Let's jump here in the front row.
I'm sorry, it's been 15 minutes since my last order of change.
Jimmy.
Hi, that's a great movie. A couple of questions for Joss. What's next for you apart from a long rest? And do you see yourself returning to the Marvel Universe one day?
I don't think I'll ever get that far away from it because I love it so much. After my long rest, I plan a longer rest and possibly an eternal rest. I have no immediate plans, which is the best thing I've ever said.
Yes, please jump in pink. show about 6 rows back.
Hi, I've got a question for Scarlett. Obviously, your character could have easily just been kind of written off as the sexy one of the scene. How important is it that...
Really? Have you seen Chris Hemsworth?
How important is it for you that she's actually smart as well as hot? And are you livid that there's not a Black Widow film yet?
How important is what?
That she's really intelligent as well as being sexy. And are you angry that there's not a Black Widow film in the works yet?
Yes, I don't know how to answer that. Yeah, I think one of the really I think one of the qualities in the widow that I love and am interested in is that she she's when faced with this she's kind of put in the work, and she's I feel like she's at a place where she's able to maybe do something for herself and make this, kind of maybe even have a relationship with somebody, maybe even open up in that way. There's this kind of greater calling, that's pulling her, and she very selflessly chooses that, and it's heroic in a big way, in a small way. She's really kind of in herself, which is interesting because she also plays a character that's very, she also actually does play her. She's very kind of slippery fish for her job. But when you get her, Natasha, she's in herself, which is kind of cool. And she's in her sexy self. Yeah, a Black Widow movie, that would be cool. I'm always happy to put the cat suit back on. Get in front of all those mirrors, just like Robert and actors. From your lips to Marvel's big pocket Avengers.
So then you're in the second row, thank you.
My question is to all of the Avengers. Other than your own characters, who do you all think had the most interesting story arc in Age of Ultron?
Should we start from the middle this time? With Mr. Downey, and then
Spread
spread out.
I will not understand
Whose arc do we like besides our own, correct?
Yes.
Hawkeye's got a heck of an arc this time. Yeah. And also, I think I can say from us who have gone before that the arcs of what happens, obviously Paul has a very interesting turn, and also with Quicksilver and Scarlet Witch. I feel like Paul and Lizzie and Aaron came out and they exceeded expectations out of kind of left, right, and center field, and I feel like in watching the film, I was like, wow, that's in some ways is a big triumph for the film.
I liked Scarlett and Ruffalo. You see a lot of nice intimate moments.
Incorrect.
It's my it was just nice seeing, the intimate moments between, Scarlett and Ruffalo and this kind of like challenged relationship among a team of superheroes where you don't really get to see romance, especially within the group. Nailed it.
You're up. You're up, Scarlett.
I thought Joss's arc was really interesting.
Yeah, I probably agree with Chris. I think I love to see. It was great to dive into Mark Ruffalo's character. I think in the Hulk, and to see such a sensibility in that beast. It was quite emotional journey in this one. So.
Hawkeye, I love that. For me, it was really the heart of the movie. I found it really moving, and he's fantastic in it. So there you go.
Let's go back the other way, Mr. Ruffalo.
I would also have to say that Hawkeye's storyline I found great as an actor who is often away from home fighting imaginary evil guys, and a wife who's at home saying, where the hell are you, and why aren't you here? I really find that I'm very sympathetic to that. No, it's your storyline. So you already know it.
You're bored. I'm bored. No, I like them all. I'm not going to pick one out. I mean, I think it's a huge testament to Joss to be able to write a movie to put all of these characters that are all extremely interesting and flawed and fantastic. And I think it's like a chessboard, and you think you need all these pieces for any of them to make sense. And I'm just very appreciative that we're able to dive into deep in the characters a little bit more.
You should totally have picked me though, because I picked
And you're purple.
Is this what it's like on set? No, some of them are paying attention.
Sometime.
Right. Back to you, Olsen.
Yeah, the Scarlett Ruffalo through line I love, and my favorite moment is the first time we watch Black Widow talk down the Hulk. I just think that's such a beautiful moment in the entire film. I've seen that moment twice, and it's I think that's one of my favorite parts of the film.
We're just kind of working our way through the entire cast.
Sexist.
Slippery slope, guys.
I'm just saying I can change my density, you know. Just saying.
Jump in the end, like
Question for Joss.